Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review the Bungfodders Make a Horror Movie. Wait, no they don't.
Written, directed, and starring Cindy Parmiter, and co-starring Ashlyn Parmiter and Larry Parmiter, The Bungfodders Make a Horror Movie is a mockumentary about a family trying to make a horror movie. They go to a horror convention, they try and cast some actors, they scout locations, and they even have their hand at special effects. So what do we like?
I liked that this was a farce. This is 100% not a horror movie. This family wanted to just make a promotional video for an upcoming zombie film where you see clips at the end of this video, and I appreciate the style that they went for doing this. I don't like it, but I appreciate the attempt that they did here.
Okay, let's go on to our dislikes. Now, you may remember these names from a previous film that was in our Film Cynics, which was The Axeman of Henderson County. It was a slasher movie. We gave it a terrible review, and we said, hey, this is what we hated about this movie. Hopefully, on your next one, you got something awesome for us. And make sure you send it to us because we're definitely looking to see you improve. Unfortunately, this isn't that film.
I don't want to talk no more. Anyway, we got back from the con. It's a slasher in the outhouse, and I'm done. He going to cut me off now.
Well, shut it off.
I don't know how to shut it off. You shut it off.
This isn't really a movie. It doesn't have a script, like for sure. Everything's pretty much improv. It's just basically their family just holding up a camera and Cindy Parmiter just going on rants about how she wants to make a horror movie. And that's it. Like, whether they're going to an actual convention where they probably did other things than just shoot this movie, it's just them talking in a car and then awkwardly trying to get, like, Zach Galligan to sign a release so that he can be in the movie, which is such a fucking cringeworthy scene, by the way.
Earl Ray said you got to sign that says we can use you. The experienced individuals who are experienced in putting it together. Now I'm getting your signature twice, so you can charge me twice.
It is a beyond cringe film. There are so many moments where you can tell they're just doing this as a big inside joke, and anyone who doesn't know who they are is not going to get this, and you're gonna sit there for an hour and 15 minutes and scratch your head what's going on.
Like, you're not scratching your head because it's a complicated movie, you're scratching your head because you're like, why is this a thing? Why is it still going on? It's just a vlog where they put on like a character shtick and it ran not the 7 minutes that it should have. It ran an hour and 15. There aren't many redeeming qualities because, I mean, what can you get? It's filmed entirely with a cell phone camera. We're not complaining about, like, the quality of the camera or the audio, but just, like, the whole nature of the film is just really strange because you can definitely tell that they didn't even script in jokes because there aren't even that many jokes. It's just somebody trying to ad-lib things while they're just ranting.
And we seen this other gal, and she was a real dramatic, like I put her hands up and she was like that, and I liked her quite a bit.
I heard noise.
Yeah, like the most enjoyable part of this movie is probably the casting call where they have all their friends just saying the same line over and over again. And that part seemed like the only part that was planned out because there was a gag to it. That is actually the most enjoyable part of the film, in my opinion.
And it had like a pretty attractive lady in there. I don't know if that added to it, but maybe. And then there was another scene that I kind of liked, but only because I wasn't sure if he was on board, which was Cage from Lucha Underground. But it didn't seem like Cage was in on the joke of this actually being in a movie. So whether he was playing along or not, I'm sure he didn't know this was going to be in a film.
I have my doubts. How are you? You want me? You know who I am. You didn't even come buy a picture from me.
Man, how much are the pictures, man?
$10.
And I thought that was the funniest situation. But this isn't a movie I could ever recommend.
No, like,
It's not worth watching.
it's not a horror film. It's not a comedy.
You could see what they were trying to do, but it just wasn't planned out enough.
You know what also disappoints me? I was starting to get interested in this outhouse slasher. The more they talked about it, the more I was like, you know what? this probably would be a pretty entertaining
You
movie.
can watch it, Monster'd. But we won't watch that. But I might have rather watched that over this, to be honest.
I don't know what it was, but it just, every time they talked about it, I was like, yeah, I would probably watch that. I think this would be interesting. But then they didn't even go with that gag, and they went with the zombie film at the end. So like the whole build up to their one-off joke, they didn't even use. They just went zombie film instead of slasher. They're not gonna admit it, but if you watch it, it's 100% a promotional video for their hidden Indiegogo campaign.
I would like to point one thing out that I thought was hilarious. It's just bad on their part, but I think it was funny, was them constantly trying to cover up logos while completely ignoring other logos. So like they go to Costco, they don't blur out anything. They don't try and cover up anything. And yet when they're leaving Costco, there's like a box of brownies or something, and they cover up the Fiber One logo, and they constantly try and cover it up. Well, in the back you can see like there's a Hyundai, there's like a bunch of cars. I mean, there's all types of logos. She'll remove her hand and just forget about covering up the logo. When they have like some ketchup packets, like you could evidently see they're from like McDonald's. And like the rest of the movie, they don't really cover up that many logos, so I don't know why they tried to in like 2 scenes. It was really awkward. I truly don't believe that we even need to talk about this, nor discuss our final thoughts and ratings, so we're just gonna give you our ratings. I'll give this 0.5 Chauncey Phillips selling the fuck out of 5.
You know, if you put me in the movie, I'll guarantee you a good review.
Yeah, my rating's gonna be, surprise, surprise, 0.5 working the street corners to make a movie out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. Chances are you have not, so I do not have links in the description because this was printed off of a computer and I think we own the only Blu-ray copy of this movie. Anyway, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.